Hello, everyone. So I wanted to record another video uh, about something that I experience within my sessions with clients. So there's this view that a lot of people have about therapy and around healing that it is all about exposing your dirty laundry. It's about letting someone into your stuff, into your shit, into, the shameful parts, into basically, quote, a lot of people don't see it as a pleasant experience, like perhaps going to a dentist, like a soul dentist. And actually, this isn't a clear picture, although some therapists only look into the dark and the quote unquote sinful aspects of ourselves. And for sure, that all therapists need to go to some extent into what's called the shadow, the parts of us that we've repressed or denied or don't want others to see. A lot of my sessions, at least in part, and sometimes a large part of the session, is actually about something far more beautiful. And by that, what I mean is I see or I gain access to, or rather the client allows me access to, certain golden aspects of their personality and of their psyche. So more often than not, it comes from clearing something out. Let's say there is an inner child wound around not deserving love or attention or significance or appreciation. And when we heal the trauma of that, quite often what I will perceive energetically within my field is this beautiful, innocent, joyful, subtle, nuanced aspect of the inner child, their innocence, their awe of the world, their vulnerability. And quite literally, I'm experiencing the child alive in front of me instead of the adult who's actually sitting there physically. Now, if I, or any therapist for that matter, isn't owning that sweetness or that innocence within themselves, they will often deny this aspect within their client, or they will move on to something else because they feel uncomfortable with it. And so where I'm effective as a therapist, as a healer, is that having done this work within myself, I find this an incredibly enriching experience where I'm able to be with, recognize, have compassion for, and acknowledge the truth of this vulnerable part that's presented, this golden part that's presented. And it's not always the child. Sometimes it can be, let's say, aspects of their femininity or masculinity that's coming forward, or an archetype that has been activated, or a sexual part that's coming forward, and the innocence of the sexuality that comes forward. And so to witness that, to be with that, to name it, so energetically, emotionally, and consciously, vocally, allows not only for me to see it, but more importantly, for the client to experience being witnessed, accepted, recognized, and validated in this part of themselves, which is what they perhaps did not have as a child. And this is why this part got repressed. In ancient cultures, they had this tradition where a youth would stand in a circle and the elders would sit around them. And then each elder would look deep inside the youth's eyes and they would tell him what they see in them. So for example, they would say, I see the courage of the lion in you. Or I see the magnificence of the gazelle in your essence. And so the youth would take that in, and in the witnessing of that by the tribe, it would give permission, it would give freedom for the youth to develop this aspect of themselves as something that's very real and part of their personality. And because we lack this in our culture, we don't have this ritual, we don't have these rites of passages. It's up to therapists, it's up to healers, it's up to initiated shamans or energy workers or psychotherapists to do the same. It's the work of the rabbis and the imams and the priests, which has kind of lost its depth and esotericism in our day and age, but that's what they used to do as well. At the time that the boy or the girl would be stepping into a different part of their life. So when I do this, when I witness this in the person, where we are together in the space, holding this energy, allowing it, permitting it, encouraging it, its expression, its visibility, it begins to integrate into their psyche as something that's very real, and then it begins to permeate aspects of their life. They can go away and they can have sweetness or innocence or softness, let's say as a man, with other men, with work relations, with relationships, with intimate relationships within their families. It just becomes part of who they are. So this is a beautiful aspect of genuine healing. I feel truly blessed, and I feel like I am doing the blessing when I'm able to bless with my witnessing aspects of the client to come forth and to be owned and blessed by themselves. So healing and therapy doesn't have to be this pretty scary descent into the darkness, although it can have aspects of it. But it's not for the sake of simply clearing that out or sweeping the grit and the darkness away. It's just so that we can get to these beautiful parts of ourselves and actualize them into our lives. So thank you for listening to this video. If you feel called, please email me. The email's below, as well as the phone number. Get in touch. Please subscribe. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.